Welcome into today's broadcast right here at Cog Hill Farm. Now, Peaches wouldn't let Nugget into the house for this episode, so here's Jason, Brooke, and our chicken master, MaryCarl.
What is up, everybody? This is another episode of the Cogcast podcast, the only homesteading podcast I can think of on YouTube.
Wow.
It may be more. I don't know. I haven't seen any, though. This is episode number 29. I think that's right.
I don't know.
I think it's 29.
I think it's 29 too.
Yeah, I think it's 29.
Well, I lost count.
I think last time was 28.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
Well,
what it
you
is.
weren't even here last
weren't
time. Now,
even
how
here
would you
last
know
Well,
that?
I remember 27th, so
Oh.
Did you
I didn't
watch
remember-
it?
no.
Oh, God.
I didn't remember 29th.
You didn't
so,
even watch it?
I mean 20.
Oh, we're gonna stop right there.
Yeah,
Yes, we are.
we're done with the 20s.
So I will remember next time it's 30.
That ought to be an easy one.
Yeah, ought to.
Easy one to remember.
What you got, MaryCarl?
Well, I have a little Creme Legbar, and it is a cockerel.
Because it's got a piece of corn on its head.
Also, that it's a lighter color. Wants to walk away.
What is a Creme Legbar?
A Creme Legbar is
It's a turkey?
No, it's a chicken.
Oh, well, you gotta tell these folks this.
A Creme Legbar is a breed of chicken, or a crested Creme Legbar. I really don't think there is a non-crested Creme Legbar. I think it's just a Creme Legbar. Crested Creme Legbar.
They don't have a really big crest, though.
No, but I have seen some that have some
Bigger
noticeable crests.
I got you.
Like my Vicky. This is one of my, this is actually this one's mom. Vicky is my Creme Legbar hen, and she does not have a very large crest. And this is her.
That's Vicky?
Yes.
In the front.
Miss Vicky.
And you named her Vicky because we got her from some friends of ours, and the
Yes.
lady just so happened to be named Vicky.
And
that
I didn't have a
happens.
chicken named Vicky.
That's right.
That happens pretty often, doesn't it?
It does.
But we didn't get the rooster from somebody named Corny, thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
I'm glad.
This is corny.
This is corny.
You've probably seen Corny around the farm if you watch the videos on YouTube or Facebook. He's quite the hit here at Cog Hill. He's a beautiful rooster.
And what's so funny is he used to be ugly. He used to be the ugliest little cockerel on the farm. He would live with the Polishes, and they were like, "You look terrible," because the Polishes, they have a really nice hairdo.
They do have a
And
nice
they were
hairdo.
like, "What have you done?" And every time I would go in there, he was really tiny, and he would just fly up on my shoulder, and
He's kind of been attached to you from the get-go, hasn't he?
yes, now he's more interested in his lady friends.
Well,
corny.
I can remember when Corny first hatched. Jason, do you remember?
I do
Well, we bought
remember.
him, remember? As a chick.
Well, yes, but I can remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, he was in a tote in the foyer.
No, he was in the swimming pool.
In the foyer.
Yeah.
In the foyer.
In the foyer of our house.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know how I remember that, but I do know that Corny was a special chick from the beginning.
He was. And he was the only really, really, really yellow one, too. And that's also where he got his name from. But this is his son, and I know it's his son because Creme Legbars are an auto-sexing breed, which means soon as they hatch, you can tell if they're going to be a hen or a rooster.
We need all that breed.
That's all we're going to breed from now on.
Did you know that?
Just auto sex and everything else we're going to get rid of.
No.
Yeah. Just get rid of it. That way we can tell the ruse.
But, well, when Corny was little, did you realize that he was a rooster?
Well, this guy supposedly sold them to us as pullets.
Yeah.
So
Sold him to us as pullets. But you didn't know enough about that breed.
I was like, why is this one? There was like, I think we got 5, and 3 of them had big pieces of corn on their head. That's what I call it.
And that's how you
It's
can
a yellow
tell.
spot.
Yeah.
Like that.
See the
Roosters have that yellow spot.
And it's quite distinguishable, isn't it?
Yes, and most auto-sexing breeds are your new hybrids, but Creme Legbars are over 100 years old.
Wow.
And where did they originate? You remember?
England?
Yes, they originated in England. Do you know what? I'm sorry, Jason. Go
I was
ahead.
going to ask her, the cool thing about Creme Legbar is the color eggs they lay, right?
Yes. And
I bet they're cream since it's called a cream leg bar.
You know, you would
No.
think that.
Yeah, you would.
You would think that.
you really would think that. But no, they lay blue eggs.
Blue
and they are
eggs.
the brightest blue
It's
egg.
a beautiful
They
blue.
are
We should have
super
brought an
cool.
egg. Are they
Well-
all in the incubator?
Yeah, they are. And Vicky didn't lay today.
Vicky didn't lay today.
Or
Well-
the others that are in with her.
Well, it's a little bit cooler
We'll
today.
get to
It
them in
was.
a minute.
It was cooler. It is. We've had a cool spot. I think the whole country has, because I've seen a lot of people on Instagram.
Saying they had snow.
Oh gosh, my buddy Chad over there at Adler Farm, he had some snow, and I just saw tons of people. You know, because most everybody, I would say at least Midwest or middle United States and lower have already planted their garden or have gotten started on it. So I'm hoping a lot of people didn't lose a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, it got pretty chilly here.
It did. It was 36 this morning for us, which is way off. Way off.
MaryCarl, do you know what a leg bar is? How did they create a leg bar to begin with?
I really don't.
All right, they it's mainly what they think is barred Plymouth rocks and brown leghorns.
That would really make sense because a brown leghorn is a partridge bird, which is pretty much brown and gold, and a legbar has got that partridge in them. And then a Plymouth barred rock is just your barred rock.
And they also think it may have a little Americana and some gold
yes.
campine.
It would definitely have to have
Yeah.
Americana in it to get
That blue.
that blue in the egg.
Mm-hmm.
A golden campine, that's kind of what they resemble. They have that color, that gold
Yeah,
color.
they do.
Gold spangled, that's what it's called.
We've had some campines before.
We
Yes.
have.
Mhm.
They were an old heritage,
Old heritage
breed,
breed.
and
I love heritage breeds.
we were trying to at that time do everything here as a heritage breed.
Yeah,
That didn't last real long when this kid come along, but
that's right.
that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay.
And plus, they were crazy.
They were.
Oh,
They
they were
yes.
crazy.
It seemed like they had characteristics that your hens today, commercialized hens, don't have. They were real
Yeah.
flighty and
I think that's been bred out of them pretty
Maybe-
much. I think that's why you're, the newer chickens are not quite as crazy as the old breeds.
See, your Old English Games and Seabrights, they aren't very flighty.
Yeah,
Those are some Bantam breeds that I know are really flighty.
remember
Because
that?
those are two really old breeds.
The Anconas were flighty.
Yes.
They were really
was
that
flighty.
the black with the
That was the
polka
black.
dots?
Yeah, they were beautiful, but
They
they
were.
They were so pretty.
And then we had those
buttercups.
The
yes,
buttercups.
they were so
Mhm.
pretty. Their
They were pretty
color
too.
was like a buttercup.
Yep.
It looked like that.
I have this rooster that I hatched, and a lot of times I'll part with my roosters. But this is one I'm going to keep. He is just beautiful. He is a frizzle, not a Cochin, Tolbert Polish frizzle cream leg bar mix, and he is just beautiful.
Oh, that's one of those two that were twins.
And there's a hen and a rooster, so I'm going to have to separate them. You can't breed a frizzle with a frizzle. That's a frazzle. So that rooster, he is just beautiful. And neither a Polish or a Legbar have a buttercup comb.
But he does.
He does, and I was wondering if it might be a really abnormal V-comb. But it looks just like a buttercup.
We'll have to go over combs and in a podcast.
We will.
Mm-hmm.
We can maybe take pictures
Yeah, pictures do.
like these.
It's a lot easier. She
I
said
mean, I
something.
could bring a Bantam or something, but
MaryCarl said something earlier,
Oh, I said I wish I could show Corny. He's so beautiful.
and I said, MaryCarl, how in the world are we going to sit there on the show and hold Corny?
A
I
full
didn't
size
mean like
rooster.
that. I
She
meant
wanted to
like,
show him in competition.
Oh,
Well, I thought she meant we were going to sit up here with that rooster.
that's what I was thinking.
As big as he is,
I was
he'd
thinking the same thing.
fill up this table.
He would.
She said, Mama, no.
his feathers are so pretty, but they'd be all in the way.
Well, do you have a little hen to show us the difference?
A little hen
I did
chick?
not bring a hen.
Okay.
I wish I would have.
There's a little hen in here.
No, that's an olive oak.
Oh, I thought it was a hen. Oh, Mary.
But I didn't have a hen up here right now. I have like 3 Legbars right
But
now.
they're growing up, aren't they?
Yes, they're growing up, and there's one hen, and she's like that
A little flighty.
tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a little flighty.
So once they get out of this stage and get a little legs on them, they move out of the house,
Yes,
Yeah.
they do. They go into the brooder.
which
big
is down
brooder.
at the chicken coop.
Yes. Right now they're in the GQF brooder, which is the best.
And y'all, I called this week and they're back in stock.
So if y'all are looking for GQF brooders,
You might want to give them a call.
May
I
wanna call
could
'em.
not get it to pull up on the internet. So I actually just dialed that phone number and she said, thank you for calling GQF. And I said, yes, ma'am. Do you have your brooders back in stock? Yes, ma'am, we do. I was like, I need one, please. We have a special order coming next week and we're going to need a separate brooder. And they've been out of stock for like 6 months, it
for
seems like.
wow, because of COVID, everybody's been wanting to get on the homesteading kick, and hatcheries are almost all out. I know seeds. I know Hoss has struggled with. They just got their double wheel hoe in like last week, and I saw today or yesterday that their bottom trays are in for their seed trays. So
When stuff comes
everybody's-
in, you got to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Because after I hung up, I told MaryCarl, I said, I got you a brooder. She said, you get me two? I said,
I
"You're
need
not
like
asking for
4.
much, are you?
Wow.
Gosh, I was just happy to get that one. Did you get me two? We'll have them stacked up to the ceiling, won't we?
Yeah.
So what else can you tell us besides auto-sexing about a Creme Legbar?
Well, they lay these beautiful, bright blue eggs.
Uh-huh.
And what's crazy is they lay 180 to 200 eggs per year.
That's a lot for a non-hybrid chicken.
That's a
Yes.
decent amount for a
Heritage.
heritage breed.
It is. I mean, it really is. You just about can't do it any better than that.
Mm-mm.
And they say that they're described as having a quirky behavior.
Definitely. Corny's one of those that's just like, he's nosy and he's all up in your business. And Vicky, she can kind of be bossy to the other hens in her pen that we will get to in a minute that has to do with Legbars somewhat. Well, she can be bossy and she's talkative. She's really talkative.
It says that they're
Yeah.
very active and they're alert foragers.
Yeah,
And,
I
you
can
know,
see that.
Corny is outside with his ladies, and a mallard can fly over, and nobody makes a sound on the whole farm, but Corny's going to alert everybody.
Silkies do. Silkies are weirdos.
Yeah, but Corny always protects. I mean, he's an alert bird.
Oh, he makes his hens. Their run is wire all the way on the top too. It's a predator proof run, so nothing could get them, and it's like wire all the way around it, and nothing could ever get him. He has a heart attack. He makes his hens go under their little pen. He's like, hide.
And they are not likely to go broody. There are specific
Yeah.
breeds out there, such as
Silky.
that are known to go broody at the drop of an egg. And
Like Twix, I gave her 2 eggs. I gave her 2 eggs that were hatching, like almost hatched, and swapped them out for 2 that were not even fertile. And she cares for those chicks, and she is the best mama. I mean, you could stick goose eggs up under your Silky.
Yeah.
We get messages a lot about, my chicken's broody. Can I go to so-and-so and buy a couple of chicks and stick them up under? More than likely, no.
But silkies, that can sometimes be total opposite.
Only time it really works is, and it's a 50-50, is if they got to be a day or two old. If they're older than that, the moms usually will reject them.
And they'll kill them.
Yeah, they will.
I've had one almost kill one,
Yeah.
and what I'll do is the silkies, they will pretty much sit on anything, so I like to put eggs that are pecking right through the shell, and I'll
That
just
you've
swap
had
them
in
out
the
for
incubator.
eggs. Yeah, and then the next hour or so, they'll be hatched, and the mama will think she hatched them herself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a good way of doing it, is to
Yes.
take an egg that's been in the incubator and you see that it's about to hatch, or if it's on like day 19 or so, put it
Yes.
under that broody hen rather than a live chick, and that way you just about won't have to worry about that hen killing the chick.
Yes, that's very true.
All right, what else did you bring? It's not a hen Creme Legbar. What is it?
It
It's
is
something you've been working on.
a project in progress. It's an olive egger.
Oh,
This-
what?
An olive egger.
What's an olive egger?
It
Lays
is-
olives.
Yeah, it lays olive eggs.
I love olives. Olive eggs.
olive eggs.
Olive colored eggs.
Yes. I think you'd like it if it laid real olives.
I would. I love olives.
Or if it was an egg full of olives.
I don't know about
That's
that,
probably what
Jason.
Mama would like.
Like white, but still
She
yolk.
crack it
The
open
yolk
and
would
nothing
be-
but
Stop.
olives fall
Stop.
out.
Back to the olive eggers. I love olives, but not in an egg, please. So this is an olive egger that you have created.
Yes, and olive eggers are hybrids, and you can't breed two hybrids to hybrids and get a hybrid. So you have to create your own, which means you have to have a blue egg layer like Corny and a dark egg layer like a Maron. So this one is a Maron, a Splash Maron,
Hen.
yes, a Splash Maron hen and a Creme Legbar rooster Corny. And this is one of the chicks. I think it might be a rooster because look at that white spot.
And he's got a pretty noticeable comb, which I know you can't always
Yes.
go by that, but that one is fairly large for a chick.
Also, it's got like earlobes.
Yeah.
And what's so funny about it is those eyebrows. Look at those things.
Well, we don't know if we ought to say what we named it.
Oh, goodness.
We named it Jason.
Because of my
Jason
eyebrows?
has some fairly full eyebrows. And so the chick's name is Jason.
I think I just might call it Jay.
Jay?
Jay. Well, we didn't plan on telling you that tonight,
No.
but it slipped out. So
Jay Brow.
we like your
Jay Brown.
poofy brows, though.
Arlo does too.
Arlo's has
We
matching
match.
eyebrows.
Me and Arlo match. We got the brows and the beard.
Now, okay, so you said Corny's a blue jean rooster, right?
Yes. He
Could
does
you
not
do-
lay blue eggs, but
Could you do that in the opposite? Could you take a Maron, which is a dark laying brown rooster, and breed it to a Creme Legbar hen and get an olive
Sure.
egg? So you could do it
Yeah.
reverse. So you just need that blue and brown.
Now, what
I'm-
happens if... See, I don't know anything about this, and I'm terrible at genetics. But, all right, you get your olive egger. Can you breed this back to him?
That gets into the
if this one, let's just say this one lays a brown egg, because sometimes you will get an olive egger.
But what
that
if it
will lay
lays
a
an
brown egg.
olive egg?
That may turn back into a blue.
Okay.
you can get your different grades.
Uh-huh.
Your what do they call it? F1,
F2.
F2, F3,
Uh-huh.
F4, and it's done by the darkness of the color of the egg.
Uh-huh.
And as you breed them year after year after year and complete those generations, you'll end up with a really, really awesome colored dark green egg.
Okay.
So my olive egger is still a project, and let's say this one lays a brown egg. Because every now and then you'll just have a brown egg layer that's a weirdo. Even hatcheries have this problem. So if you breed this brown egg layer, let's say it lays an even darker brown egg. It might be an olive tinted. So breed this one back to a blue egg, it might be even darker.
Okay.
So
that's what you
So
do.
that's how you mess around with the genes.
maybe.
I got you.
Gotcha. That's something you're interested in, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Gonna
What
put
else
it
can
back
you
up.
think of that lays blue eggs?
An Americana,
These hybrid blue egg layers, like a bluebell or something like that.
whiting true blue.
Araucana.
Americana, that's a breed that I'm in love with. I want some of those.
They're like that's
beautiful.
where the Americana derived from, right?
Yes, and if I'm not mistaken, it's a breed from Chile.
And it's a heritage breed and
A very rare.
very
heritage
hard to
breed.
find and gets confused a lot. A lot of people call Easter eggers and Americanas Aracanas a lot of
Yes.
times. So
This is a good example. So we went to the feed store, and it's probably about 45 minutes away. And we went there. We happened to go to a trip to this area. And we went there, and they had Aracanas. They were sold.
That's what they told us,
And
is
we
they
were
were
like-
Aracanas.
I was like,
MaryCarl said, the lady said, they're all sold. And MaryCarl was like, Mama, ask her when they're going to pick them up. And I was like, baby, I can't do that. She just said they were all sold. And so we went and ate lunch, and she got me to call. And so I called, and I said, ma'am, I just wanted to let you know that if you had any of the Aracanas that somebody didn't pick up, I would like to buy the leftovers. Okay, what's your name and phone number? And I'll give you a call. Well, she wrote it down. We finished our lunch. About that time, MaryCarl's decided that we probably need to ride back over there. So we get in the car, and we go back over there, because it was probably about 20 of them, wasn't it?
it's probably about maybe 30.
And so MaryCarl is just, she told me that when it comes to chicks and ducks and goslings and
I get
things
to
like this,
shaking.
she gets to shaking.
And I do.
and her heart starts going pitter patter. And so we get close to the feed store. Mama, my heart's beating so fast, because she thought there might be a chance that she could sweet talk this lady out of some Aracanas. So we go in, and I tell her, I said, yes, ma'am. I said, I just called you to get on the list about the Legbars.
Aracanas.
The Aracanas. Well, MaryCarl's wheels had started turning by this point. She's thinking, if they got Aracanas, Mama, just think of what else they might get. So we were wanting to know what might
Set
be.
your camera.
okay.
We were wanting to know. Well, she was wanting me to ask what else they might be getting in.
So we asked, and it was like
It was
assorted bantams, maybe some barred rocks, just your normal feed store chicks.
But I do have another shipment of Aracanas coming in on the 22nd,
Which is today.
which is today.
Let me tell the rest.
Okay. She wants to tell the rest.
So we get a call today, and it's from the feed store, and they say, I've got those Americanas in.
If y'all are still interested,
We're like, Americanas? What happened to the Aracanas?
come to find out, they were never Aracanas. They were
No.
Americanas.
Yeah.
And we asked, I bet, 10 times to confirm that they were Aracanas. We even looked up the hatchery. MaryCarl's like, ma'am, excuse me, can you tell me what hatchery you get your chicks from? And here she is, a little tiny 11-year-old, asking these people at the feed store, can you tell me what hatchery you get? You just can't imagine the looks on these people's face. Yes, ma'am, I get them from such and such. Well, she gets in the car and she Googles the hatchery, and she starts trying to figure out if they actually have Aracanas. And it did come up for a brief second.
And then it went away.
And then it went away. And I said, MaryCarl, I just don't think that's what it is.
Yeah.
And when we got that call today, she didn't even ask me to go over there to get the chicks, because she had figured out by that point that they were probably Americanas.
I like Americanas just because they lay blue eggs.
Green
It could-
eggs, pink
yeah.
eggs.
And it could be a olive egg or mix, maybe.
But
Yeah.
they don't have those big fancy muffs like you were looking for, right?
Right. I want some Aracanas. They are the prettiest chickens. You'll have to Google them. They have these muffs this long.
Does Greenfire have them?
Probably.
I don't even know.
But they're rumpless.
Yes, rumpless, not meaning they don't have a backside, but they don't have a tail.
It's like it's just sawed off at the end.
So this is Vicky, and she's a cream Legbar, normal, average chicken shape. See that? That's her tail. And Aracanas do not have a tail. They are rumpless.
It just drops off.
Mm-hmm.
And then their muffs looks like kitty cat whiskers going all this kind of way. And we thought we were getting some, and my poor child's heart was going pitter patter, and I drove back to the feed store, put her name on the list, and did everything I could to get her some. And boy, the disappointment set in after that.
I also got some Rhode Island Blues from them, and they're doing well.
I think that's probably what made you think it might be an odd breed.
Yes, because Rhode Island Blues are an odd breed. They are hybrid. I normally don't like the hybrid breeds, but
Did
I
they
like
lay a blue
Oliveters.
egg?
Mm-mm.
No, they're just like a Rhode Island Red. So they're blue coloration.
Oh, okay.
They're really pretty.
And when she saw those that day,
I
I
was like-
always tell her, I say, MaryCarl, now look, don't get something unless it's something super special. And she's gotten to where she's really, really picky about what she adds.
Yeah, she is.
She's not going to add something that's your typical, just run-of-the-mill chick. She wants something special. Another something she's looking for is called a Carnation Sussex.
Oh, I love some Carnation Sussex, but that was the prettiest chickens. One of the prettiest chickens I've ever seen. She's like white with a lavender neck, just beautiful.
She gets these kicks and she decides she wants a specific breed and does not let it rest until that breed has been brought in.
The other one was some type of Cornish that you was on.
Oh, white laced red Cornish.
White laced red
They're
Cornish.
ornamental Cornishes,
Mhm.
so they're
Not
your,
the meat breed.
No, they're an old Cornish.
Old heritage breed.
They're Bantams too.
Mm.
They're like tiny.
Well, she's got quite a list going of things she'd like to have, but, I think her dream is to possibly have a hatchery one day.
I've got these chicks in a little basket.
Oh, I was going to tell him, thank you, Nicole, for
Yes.
the basket that you sent. That's an awesome chick basket.
Yes, I carry my chicks all around in it, and right now they're dust bathing in it.
Dust
Trying
bathing in
to.
a
Trying
in a
to
basket.
dust
It's got a
bathing.
paper towel in it.
Oh,
They
okay.
can't dust bathe on a paper towel.
They're trying.
Trying their best.
Paper towel bathing.
Yeah.
All right, what else is going on?
So let's get back to the olive eggers.
Okay.
My hybrids of olive eggers are some that are not extra uncommon, but they're probably uncommon. Are Pendensincas, which lay the super, super dark egg. A Legbar is always going to be the father to these. Corny. So Pendensinca.
Oh, this is what you have in that pen
Yes.
where you're trying to
Okay.
create the
This is
olive
this
egg.
is
This is with Vicky and Corny.
Okay.
Okay.
So there is a barn. I think it's called dark barnvelder. Anyway, she's like dark brown and she's a double laced partridge. That's what
She's
it's
a
called.
beautiful chicken.
She is. She's called a double laced partridge barnvelder. I believe that's what it's called. I never could figure out the color. She's a double laced partridge barnvelder and Corny, the Creme Legbar. The Pendensinca, which lays an extra dark egg, and Corny. Splash Maran and Corny.
That Splash Maron's a pretty chicken.
She is.
She is. And she came from the same guy that we got Corny from.
Okay. She's solid white with just like you
Yes.
took a paintbrush and just threw black paint at her.
No, she's not black. She's blue.
It's like lavender looking.
Oh.
You're thinking of Silky.
No, I mean if it was black paint,
She does look dark.
if it was black paint, in the white, it'd turn gray like that.
Yeah.
She's
That's
a pretty.
true.
She's a pretty hen. She's one of my favorites.
She
by
is pretty.
Appearance.
She's very pretty.
And the
Vicky.
Vicky, she's not an olive egger. Then I've got Tippy Toes. She's French Copper Maron, which are known for their dark eggs, and they're a pretty common breed.
But
Used
you
to
don't
not
care
be.
for those, do you?
They're not my favorites. I'm more interested in those really pretty ornamental breeds. I like colored egg layers like the olive egger just because it's more of an experiment to hatch the breed and try to get olive eggs. So,
Well, the thing is you got a 50-50 shot at getting a hen or a rooster.
Yeah.
yes.
And then you got to wait 5 or 6 months before you see that egg come out.
Correct.
That's it. You know, talking about the Morans, and before MaryCarl was born, we wanted Moran. So the French Copper Moran was a extremely rare breed back then.
Mm-hmm.
And me and your mama, we wanted them so bad because they laid that chocolate egg, and they were so hard to get. So hard to get.
Now they're just kind of, I mean, not a dime a dozen, but they're pretty frequent.
They're pretty common. Just like the I Am Samani now. I mean, you can get those pretty much almost anywhere, it seems like now.
Yeah, we've had several people email us here lately that this post is going around about a $2,500 chicken.
Oh, gosh.
And they call it a Lamborghini chicken. And it's actually I Am Samani, which is what AC/DC is.
Solid black, his comb's black, his legs black, his beak's black, and
A fan sent
Their
us.
organs are even black.
A fan sent us hatching eggs. And we lost the hen that we had, but we still have AC/DC. We have no way to reproduce these, but that is the chicken that they are referring to as a $2,500 chicken. You can buy these chicks for $50 a piece at a hatchery.
You can.
I've seen them at hatcheries for I've seen some for $25.
Yeah, they're way down now. At one time they were about $2,500, but now they're not. I mean, we even been to a chicken show, and there was a pair you could get the pair for $25.
Yeah, that was a Bantam chicken show, and nobody there was interested in full size chickens.
Nobody cared about them.
Therefore, that pair went for literally $20.
Yeah, nobody wanted them.
I literally prefer Bantam chickens over standard.
Do you?
Do you really?
Yes, I mean some of those really pretty special breeds like Aracanas and Coronation Sussex. That's not considered, but
Yeah.
Bantams, I love Bantams.
Really?
They are just cute. I like them. They're
like 'em.
tiny. And I have this one little Bantam named Belle. She is the funniest chicken. And she's a hen. I thought she was a rooster forever and ever and ever.
Why did you think she was a rooster, MaryCarl?
Well, I took her out on the grass and she's picking up pieces of grass and throwing it for the hens.
Calling hens like a rooster would.
You're a rooster, Belle. Belle's name is Belle. Belle.
Like a Southern belle.
Yeah. And
What else did he do?
Crowed.
He crowed. Mm-hmm.
He crowed.
Belle crows frequently.
And that's a characteristic of an old heritage type breed hen that's dominant.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very common. And Belle lays eggs.
Belle
She
lays eggs. So
like
we
maybe
know
every other week, one every other week.
we know it's a she.
Yeah, but I'll go down there.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds just like a rooster. It's so squeaky though. It is so funny.
I wonder if those chickens in there with her have a talk with her and say, "Hey, girl, you ain't supposed to be crowing." All right. Well, did you want to talk some more about olive eggers, or are you kind of done?
I think I'm kind of done. The chicks are too. They're asleep.
Okay. They are asleep.
So you're gonna call it and leave it with us, or
Yeah,
okay? Well, we're not running you off. You're welcome to stay.
I know.
Thank you for joining us, MaryCarl.
Yeah.
I hope everybody enjoyed learning about Legbars and how you're going to make your olive eggers. Now we just got to get NPIP certified so we can ship some of these hatching
eggs. So we can
eggs.
ship some of these hatching eggs off.
Especially when her genes get F6, F7.
Don't get me into that.
We're learning about it in science, but it only goes so far.
Are you really are in genetics?
We're in genetics.
Really?
She enjoys it. I think this chicken hatching has gotten her.
Maybe all these word problems in math I ought to do chickens and eggs instead of.
Well, she gets it, so don't do it unless it's something she doesn't understand.
All
She
right.
doesn't understand it. You add that chicken and add that egg, and she's gonna get it.
Yeah, instead of bicycles and
Yeah, apples and
apples and
That's right.
Yeah, we can do chickens and eggs. I bet she'd pick
Good
up on it
idea.
pretty quick. Yeah.
Speaking of eggs,
Yeah.
I want to tell something real quick.
Okay.
So my favorite way to boil eggs is in the Instapot. Mm-hmm. And we showed that in a video one time, how simple it was to boil eggs in the Instapot. Well, tonight I needed to boil some eggs. And I've done this in the past, but I just kind of slipped my mind as to what the procedure was that I'd done. And I boiled some eggs. My Instapot was dirty, so this is what I did. If you got farm fresh eggs, we literally went down, gathered the eggs. I brought a pot of water to a boil without the eggs in it. Once the water started boiling, I used a spoon and I lowered the eggs one by one into the boiling water. It came back to a boil and I set my timer for 15 minutes. At the end of that 15 minutes, I poured the water off and took them off the heat. Add cold water to cover the eggs and then fill the rest of the pot up with ice. Mm-hmm. And I let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes until that water that the eggs were in was ice cold. Mm-hmm. Peeled just like that.
Really?
And for those of you that don't know, it is super hard to peel a fresh
It is.
egg.
It
But
really
I'm not
is.
going to go buy grocery store eggs that are 8 weeks old just so I can peel them easier.
Right.
So I'm kind of learning different techniques. I love my Instapot method, but I wasn't doing that many eggs and I needed them right then. So, hey, work for me.
I have to remember that.
Well, yeah, I'm going to do it again. Especially when my Instapot's been used so much that it needs to have a good thorough cleaning.
Oh, the Instapot.
I just thought of that and I thought I'd share it while it was fresh
Well, I'm
on my
glad
mind.
you did, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that struggle with that as well.
If you have fresh eggs and you're struggling with it, I can guarantee you until you get that method down tried and true, you're just grasping at ways to make them peel easily without losing all of your egg white.
And it is a mess, too.
It is a mess. You just peel and there's nothing left
It's
but
a
yolk.
mess.
So that worked for me.
It's an absolute mess.
What you got going on?
Oh, just we got the garden. Hopefully, we planted some squash this week.
I
Gonna plant.
saw a seed coming up, by the way.
Good. That's great.
Just a little green coming out of the top of the ground. Good indication.
Good
though.
indication. Onions are getting close. I'm thinking I got about 3. I checked them tonight or this evening when I got home from work. I'm thinking about 3 weeks, maybe more, before they're ready.
I looked at them today too, and I did notice that foliage was starting to kind of separate
A little bit. What happened is where the bulb is, it gets really weak there.
And does
And
the
it'll
foliage
fall
actually
over.
fall?
Yeah, it's going to fall over. You'll start seeing them fall over. Now, all of them won't fall over, but for the most part, they'll start falling on over.
Huh.
The garlic's got a good little ways left on it.
Well, that's okay. It's at the end of the row, so
Yeah.
we're not using a lot of space on that.
No. So when those go, we'll have a row to plant something where the onions are. And then the potatoes look amazing.
They do.
I can't heal them up anymore. I can't throw any more dirt on them. I just don't have any more dirt to throw up on them. So I don't quite sure how many potatoes we're going to get. But they look great.
Yeah, the foliage looks good. If it's any
Unbelievable.
indication as to how many potatoes are
Yeah.
under the ground, then we're in good shape.
They look awesome.
And we got a lot of potato dishes coming.
We do have a lot of potato dishes coming. I wonder if we can freeze dry the potatoes.
I was just wondering.
I'm
But
sure we
you know what
can.
I bet we could do?
What's that?
All right, so like say we don't want to freeze dry sliced individual, potatoes. That
Mm-hmm.
would take up a lot of space on the tray. I can make up like lots of big batches of mashed potatoes
Could do that
and
and
freeze
dry
them.
it. Yes.
And freeze dry them. And
You're
it
a
could be like
genius.
I just thought of that just while we were sitting here. So call me what you want, but
That is genius.
just like that, I thought of that. And I think we could freeze dry a lot of not individual servings,
Right.
but portions,
I think you're right.
And that way we'd use a lot of potatoes.
Because that's like one of my top 10 favorite foods.
That's what made me think of it.
It's
Jason's
mashed
a
potatoes.
mashed potato
I
eating.
love them. Oh my gosh.
Now, I have never made instant mashed potatoes in my life. It's a good thing, too, because that would kind of ruin his appeal for mashed potatoes.
Let me ask you this. So if we freeze dry these potatoes, would they turn into instant mashed potatoes?
Uh-uh.
Like fresh. Or
I don't know.
fresh, organic.
All I know about instant potatoes is MaryCarl used to come home from school and
Oh,
tell
yeah.
me that a little girl in her class every day at lunch brought instant potatoes, and she was just amazed
That's so
that
funny.
there was this powder in this bowl, and she added water to it
And it turned into
and put it in the microwave and ate that stuff for lunch. She was amazed because she'd never seen anything like that. But that's what I think about when you say instant potatoes.
Well, I was just saying that.
Yeah,
I didn't mean it
imagine
that
the
way. Yeah.
consistency
Yeah.
would probably
I'm
be
curious
like
to
that.
what it's going to be like.
But I imagine they're going to taste real good.
They're going to taste awesome.
Just like those carrots and those strawberries.
We did do carrots.
Again and again and again.
Yeah, we've done lots of carrots. That video will come out
Saturday?
Saturday. All about the carrots will come out Saturday, so be sure to check that out.
I've been really impressed with what we've done so far.
Yes, we are learning.
We are
so
learning.
we're learning, the thicknesses and that kind of stuff.
But I will tell you, even though we're learning, we haven't ruined anything.
Oh no.
There have been instances where we've wondered if our consistency needed to be a little drier or a little crisper, but it's not that it's not usable.
Right.
It's just we will use them in different things.
Yes.
So, I think it'll probably be like that with the mashed potatoes too.
Well, I'll say this, especially the potatoes, because that was brilliant, by the way. The carrots, we harvested so many carrots that I don't know exactly what we would have done.
I was thinking about that today.
They will, if we wouldn't have washed them, they will, and we're not washing them till we're getting ready to use them.
yeah.
And that's one tip. If you want your vegetables to last longer in the refrigerator, or like tomatoes or anything that don't get refrigerated, don't wash them, because it washes off the good stuff and it causes it to spoil quicker.
Yeah. So we're just putting our carrots in bags with dirt on them, and then we're washing them as we put them in the freezer.
Now, fresh carrots, non-washed, will last a pretty long time and when I say pretty long time, I'm talking about maybe like 3-4 weeks.
I don't
in
know.
the
I don't even want
fridge.
to go there because I would imagine there'd be a lot of variables.
Yeah, it would be, but they'll last a little while, because the ones last year we kept in the refrigerator, and they lasted a good long time.
I thought about
But-
that today as I was washing
Yeah.
those carrots. I thought to myself, okay, here's our 4th batch going in this
Mm-hmm.
freeze dryer. What in the world would I have done with this many carrots?
Yeah, because you couldn't, if you wanted to can them, you'd have to pressure cook them because they're non-acidic. They're not like tomatoes, so we couldn't water bath them. Or if you could have water bath them, you'd have to use them pretty quick.
I wonder if you could just freeze them. They probably freezer burn real quick too.
We just don't have, we do have luck with like peas and corn, but anything outside peas and corn, we just
It
never had
kind
luck
of changes
with.
the flavor, in my opinion, to where I am not wanting to consume it.
We had a friend that just bragged and bragged and bragged about freezing whole tomatoes, and it was awful.
And the squash too.
The squash
All
was,
you have to do is just slice squash up to freeze it.
Yeah.
Just slice it up.
don't
and
even blanch
put it in the freezer, and it's just like it did the day it come out of the garden.
Not for
Not
us,
to
it
me.
wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't very good.
So I am so excited to have something that can preserve the food in the actual way that it came out of the garden.
Yeah, and it tastes just like it did. The carrot snacks, the carrot chips have been awesome.
That's I can't understand how it doesn't change the flavor at all.
Yeah,
It still tastes just like it did the day it came out of that garden.
Science is amazing. The strawberries, how many things did we buy? 6 or 9? 12?
I think 8.
8.
I think.
There's about this much in a jar that's left, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. We've eaten them all. We have literally eaten, and if it wasn't for the freeze dryer,
They would have gone bad.
they would have gone bad
Like
quick.
before we
Yeah.
could have got them in the freezer.
Yeah, they don't last long. Strawberries don't last long. So thoroughly enjoying it, and come to find out, strawberries are very good for you, especially for your heart. I didn't know that.
Huh. I didn't
Yeah.
either. MaryCarl loves them.
Yeah,
She told me that she was going to take a jar and put it under her bed.
I took some to work today in a bag, and I didn't take any. I don't think none this week, so I took some today, and I forget. I hadn't eaten them, but they will knock your socks off. They are that bright, so much flavor, that tartness. They're super strong, and it tastes just like they do fresh. It's amazing.
Well, I told you
Absolutely
I can't
amazing.
bite down on a fresh strawberry. It hurts my
Right.
sensitive teeth, and So therefore, those dried strawberries gives me a way to eat a strawberry because it's not cold and
Right.
it's not affecting, my ability to chew on it.
I was thinking we would have some saved if we wanted to make some muffins or whatever, but there's not going to be
Not
any
going to
left.
happen.
We've eaten them
Not
all.
going to happen. Hey, but that's okay. We
That
had
is.
a lot more than what we would have
Oh gosh, yes.
otherwise.
We wouldn't have eaten that many strawberries. We would not have eaten 8 buckets of strawberries in a few weeks.
Well, you just wait till those pears start producing on those pear trees over there.
Yes, and pear is my favorite fruit. One of my favorite fruits.
You told us plums
Yeah.
were your favorite. So.
Plums and pears. Yes.
Storyteller.
They're up there. Those are my top. Love plums and pears. Absolutely. And I'm excited. I want to see what peaches.
Oh,
fresh peaches.
Somebody sent us a message and they said, if you think that the carrots and the strawberries are good, just wait till you try peaches.
Oh gosh,
We ain't putting peaches in the freeze dryer. She won't fit.
She won't fit.
But peaches. There's a
fruit.
lot of peach farmers here in Alabama, and we will have access to peaches. I have a feeling. Well, I have a feeling.
Oh yeah,
that we're going to put up a lot of peaches.
a lot of peaches.
And I will say this, peaches are MaryCarl's favorite fruit.
She loves them, and I'm anxious to see because they're going to taste just like they do fresh.
I know.
That's what's going to be cool.
So
That's what's going. And you can make peach cobblers with them.
I sure can. Possibilities are endless.
I wonder, like on a peach cobbler, I guess we're going to have to tinker with it because we haven't done it. Would you just put the dry peaches in there like you would normally?
I'm wondering that too, but I bet we can find out.
Yeah.
I bet if we read our manual, we might can find out if we rehydrate that stuff or if we just use it dry or
right.
what we need to do because I don't want to waste those good things.
Right.
But there's enough moisture that goes in there to
That's
make
what I'm
reconstruct. I don't know. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
How's that?
We're going to tinker around with it. I love it, though.
I do too.
Absolutely love it.
And it's super easy. So easy. Brooke can do it.
That's the thing that if I was so excited because, I helped you. Me and you both, I say I helped you. Me and you both did
The first
batch. And then the next day you had started a second batch of strawberries by yourself. And then me and you did the carrots together, the first batch.
Uh-huh.
And then the second batch.
I've been home free since then.
The second batch we kind of did together.
Well, you helped me slice them, but I turned the freezer on and everything.
Right, because the first carrots we cut in thicker chunks, and then another time we just got our veggie slicer, and just didn't matter. We didn't care. They were all different sizes, shapes, and
it was an experiment.
Yep. And then from that point on, you've been wide open.
Yeah,
on your own, and I know that if that's not you, the only way you would do it is if you enjoyed it and it was easy.
Here's the thing. We had to redo our email this past week, and Jason showed me how to open the email, and I paid attention to him, and I got an email that I needed to look at on the computer last night, and I said, Jason, where's the email? And he said, you don't remember? And I said, no, I don't. And he came over and he showed me how to do the email. He didn't have to show me how to do the freeze dryer.
No, you got it.
It's so easy that I caught on the first time.
You got it.
I got it.
You got it.
That's just an example of how I'm just not electronic savvy, and you don't have to be.
No.
So don't let that be a deterrent to you for operating that freeze dryer. And when it comes time to change that oil after about 20 uses, I'm going to change the oil because I want to know how to do it.
I'm going to show you how to do it.
I said 20. It's more like 30.
20 to 30, I think, something like that.
So I'm going to change the oil in it too so I can say I did it all.
Cool.
All right.
You got it.
That's good.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Cogcast podcast. If you are interested in the freeze dryer, there's a link down below. You can go check that out. And
you can put it on layaway too.
That's right. You can put it on layaway.
So next week should be questions and answers and recap of videos. So y'all send us some questions. Just comment on the podcast.
Put a question mark. It helps a lot.
Y'all be good.
Hey, guys. Thanks for watching the podcast. I hope you like these podcasts. And if you have not seen our main channel, our vlogging channel, check it out right over here. And I put a couple of videos over here that I think you may like. Y'all be good.